Tune in to UFO Undercover, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, with your host, Joe Montaldo, right here on the Paranormal Radio Network.
Welcome to the Outer Realm with Michelle DeRoche and Amelia Pisano. Airing live on the United Public Radio Network, 105.3 FM in New Orleans.
Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday night edition of Into the Night with me, your host, Sean Kelly. How is everybody doing today? My God, what a show. What a show do I have going on tonight. But first of all, I want to thank UPRN Talk Radio, 105.3 New Orleans, 107.7 Mississippi. And also, I want to remind everybody that October is ADHD Awareness Month, and the color is orange. I'm kind of running into that situation, and we'll see where it goes. But it is an awareness, and sometimes I forget a lot of stuff, and I'm lazy as hell. But you know what? That's okay. I just need to get to the crew because we got a 50-minute show. And Michelle, welcome. Sam, good to see you. Mary Newbert, Lisa Garcia, Andrew DeSanti, thank you for all coming and stopping in tonight. But tonight's show is great. It's a roundtable. It's a Bigfoot roundtable. And another part of this show, at the beginning, there's a really good dude from England, from Cheshire. His name is Ben Kennerly, and he runs Parastream. And, oh my gosh, Damien, look at that. It's got people from Edinburgh. I was stationed in Dunoon. But we're going to give him, we're going to let him advertise Parastream tonight. But we also got the great Jason Kenzie. He does a lot of YouTube stuff with Bigfoot. Looking forward to hearing his story. And, of course, we got Richie B, bantering with Richie B, and then we got Mr. Wojo. Mr. Wojo, my friends. So without further ado, I am going to bring on our guests and our panels. Come on, Richie.
Hello.
Ben.
What's up?
Oh, not that. Mr. Wojo.
Hey, boom! What's happening, my friend?
And Mr. Jason Kenzie. Hello, guys.
Hey. Jason, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going there, my friend?
All right, man. Good to see you. Oh, wow. I'm so excited about this. And first of all, hey, Cindy Simpson. There's my buddy. Oh, right. Cindy's in the house. Okay, here's the deal. Right, we have our friend, Mr. Ben Kennerly. from Cheshire. Is that how you say it? Cheshire?
Cheshire.
Cheshire.
Ben who?
Cheshire.
Ben who?
Ben Kennerly.
Get him, Jason. Get him.
And he owns Parastream. And so I'm going to give the floor for about 5 minutes to Mr. Ben here so he can explain to you guys what Parastream is. Now, everybody take notes, man. You gotta write down because he needs people getting in there, checking out the Parastream. So go ahead, Ben.
Hi, so I'm Ben from Parastream, and thank you for having me here. And Parastream is basically a brand new online streaming platform for all things paranormal. So from Bigfoot to vampires, goblins, ghosts, and so much more. We are trying to be a home for paranormal rather than looking for money or anything like that. And it's all about content and people's evidence rather than anything else. So if it's the best piece of content on the planet or the worst piece of content on the planet, they are welcome on Parastream, and it does not cost any platform, any team, any money to go on Parastream. They can go up on there for free. They get the same treatment, the same layout. The only thing that's different is when you press play and it's their content that's played on that page. Now, most streaming platforms, they can be quite pricey. Ours is £1 English per month, which is $1.34. And the reason for that is because all the people on there, it's about evidence. It's not about money. So we want to create a paranormal family rather than like a big bank account. We don't need money to do what we do.
I'll
as
be
a
the
platform.
grandfather.
So
The grandfather. There you go.
There's people from all over the world on it already. We have teams from Australia, teams from the States, teams from the UK, teams from Richie. You're gonna have to help me out here. Slovenia,
Slovakia.
Slovakia.
Yes.
Canada, Mexico, India.
Oh, don't forget Ireland. You got to do Ireland.
Yeah,
man.
there's actually teams on there from Ireland as well, and
Haiti. Okay, don't say that.
Too soon, Jason. Too soon.
Too soon.
Yeah.
The vast of talent and the vast of people that have basically gifted their shows to Parastream is remarkable. We have both of these lovely people here right now. They are also on Parastream. So Richie's show, that is on Parastream, and
Lovely.
Jason's wonderful documentaries that he does regarding searching for Sasquatch. They're on there,
Sure.
and Jason, being an awesome guy he is, has also given us the next episode in that, which we are more than obviously grateful for. But that's what it's about. It's about para unity, is what we're calling it. Let's all work together, and if everybody literally just pays £1 or $1.35, you could go on there to watch one person, but then discover an entire world of just paranormal. It's completely ad free, so there's no adverts on there. It's just all about looking at teams, their evidence, different techniques, different styles. And if Sean, you'd like to, sort of going to take you inside Parastream, so you can have a little nosy at what it looks like.
I'm going to put it up right now.
So once you go to the website, you join, and then you check out a pricing plan. The only pricing plan there is £1, which would also be like $1.34. And as you can see, it's literally the only plan there. There's no plan for with adverts, without adverts. It's just one plan. Then we have on the homepage. Then we have loads of different teams that all have amazing content, and they have all different styles of investigating. Some are short, some are long, some are podcasts,
Some are people telling really spooky stories. Like Don't Stare Claire, she's phenomenal. We've got people still going to be coming onto the platform. We've had people lined up ready to go on there, and the names are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and the teams are getting more diverse, and the type of paranormal is getting wider. We generally feel it's about time we have one place. So rather than people go into, YouTube, and then you'll go there to watch one person, and then before you know it, you'll end up watching cat videos. Like, if we have one place.
I love cat videos and mice videos. So
Tom and Jerry.
Friggin' miss Jason. Oh man.
once I watched 2 hours of what I thought was a cat video. It turned out to be a mop head. I need my eyes checked. So if anyone can give me just $1, I can at least get some glasses.
Oh my God.
This is what happens when he doesn't have his coffee mug trick.
Yeah.
I don't
He
know.
has to find something else.
You're the only one that caught that. You know that.
Yeah.
That's like, yeah, baby. I'm proud of that. I really, truly am.
Well,
is
Ben,
awesome,
you
dude.
know,
I have 2 coffee cups that Sasquatch. One is big, and then I have another one exactly the same, but it's like tiny,
Yes.
tiny. So usually in the middle of the conversation, I'm like, "Yeah, really, that's good." I take the big one and I put it to my left, and then I put it down, and then about 2 minutes later, I'm like, "Really, tell me more." And I pick up the tiny one, and I put it
He
up.
does.
I usually no one catches it, right? They're just
hey,
I
Carrie
got 'em.
Lynn, good to see
We
you, hon.
figured you out already.
Oh, time out. Time out. Carrie Lynn's here. Hello,
Yes,
Carrie
she
Lynn.
is.
Carrie
How are
Lynn!
you?
Hey, girl.
Woo!
Hey,
Carrie,
hey
She's
girlfriend. Hey.
Carrie
She's
Lynn
amazing.
has her podcast here on UPRN Talk Radio Friday night.
Yep.
6 to 8. It's called Spirit Switchboard. And
Amazing.
her shows are amazing as hell.
Yeah,
she
she's
has
amazing.
good shows. She has a very, very sweet lady. And she also gets good guests on. And she is a very dear friend of mine. And she is in Thunder Bay, Ontario tonight. Oh,
Wow.
Jason will be on soon. She got you already, Jason, huh? Good.
Hey.
I'm looking forward to hearing what Jason has to say. So, Jason, tell us, what are you doing on YouTube? What got you into the Bigfoot bit?
Well, I
Tony.
started on YouTube doing my doing my animal adventures. So it's called Jason Kenzie's Amazing Animal Adventures, and I had filmed behind the scenes of my people that had exotic pets as as pets. And so I would travel, I would meet people, I would interview them, people with tigers and bears and monkeys and all crazy different animals. And then in 2019, when the earth stopped breathing, I wasn't able to do my animal adventures. So I turned to, as I was with a buddy of mine, and I'm pacing, and I'm kind of upset because I couldn't do my animal adventures. And my buddy made kind of like a joke. He said, "Hey, why don't you do something on Sasquatch? Maybe he's an animal." And we kind of laughed at it. And then I took a step back and thought, he might be right. So I looked into Sasquatch. I interviewed a whole bunch of people. I interviewed the First Nations people. And one thing led to another. And I found hundreds of these big footprints in the middle of the wilderness. And I put this all into a documentary called Searching for Sasquatch. And Tubi really liked my Sasquatch documentary, so they started picking them up. And then this amazing platform overseas called Parastream really liked my documentaries on Bigfoot, and they reached out, asked if I wanted to maybe put them out there. The first thing I thought is, look how crazy this guy is. What is he thinking? And then he told me the concept of wanting to bring everyone together.
Yes. Yes.
And I love that idea. I live by that. I want everyone to get along. There's a lot of bickering in the cryptid world.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So I love the idea, and I said yes, of course. I would love to put my Searching for Sasquatch series on, Parastream, and the
Good.
rest is history.
All
Yeah,
right.
it
So,
is.
what was the most what out of all your investigation, all your filming, what was the most intriguing place that you went to, and what did you find at that place?
So I was taken on an expedition in the UP of Michigan, and I'm sitting around a campfire. I'll try and make this kind of short. Sitting around a campfire. 2 minutes later, I was sitting around a campfire. This guy comes walking in. He comes walking in, and he goes, "Okay." Points to the guy next to me and says, "Hey, let's go into the forest and get the recorder, a voice recorder that they put out earlier that day." The guy beside me said, "No, are you fucking kidding me? It's like 11 o'clock at night, and I'm not going out there in the forest. There's monsters." So I jump up, and I say, "I'll go." So off we went into the darkness. We're traveling for probably about maybe a mile into the forest. I was filming all the tree breaks, and they're all like twisted and broken. And I was fascinated about it because the researchers believe that the Sasquatch, as they walk through the forest, they grab trees like branches and they twist them and break them. And I don't know exactly why they do that, but they believe that it's leaving a path for other Bigfoots to know that they're there. So anyway, we get to the very end, we get the recorder, we start walking back. As we're walking back, we see 2 tree breaks in the middle of the path that weren't there before. And as we walked up to it, I'm like, "Wow, do you see that, Blake?" And we walked up to it, and as we're looking at the tree breaks, we hear a crack, and we jump and we turn around, and about 100 feet down the trail, there was some eyes that came out from the darkness and were just staring at us. Well, obviously, if you think for 1 second that I screamed like a little girl, I did. Like,
You're right.
I was like terrified. I'm like, "Oh my God." And then all of a sudden it closed its eyes, and it must have moved back another 10 feet and then opened its eyes again. And then another one came out onto the trail. So we're looking at 2 of these, whatever they were, and I'm filming this. And then Blake turns to me and says, "Don't run." And I was kind of pissed when he said that, because I looked at him and I said, "Where am I going to go? We're in the middle of nowhere. I'm not going to run off into the darkness. We're better off to get killed together if it's going to happen." I'm sitting here for about
We're
5 minutes
better off.
watching these creatures looking at us. I'm thinking, if it's going to kill us, it's just going to walk out and just twist my head off, right? So as we're standing there watching these eyes shine, we started hearing breaks on either side of us. And Blake is like, "I think they're more, and I think they're beside me." So after about, I want to say 10 minutes of all this happening, they shut their eyes and they walked off the trail. So we actually, after we ran to the spot to look at it, nothing was there. We looked for footprints. We came walking back, and we were staring at the tree break. And all of a sudden, I did this maneuver where I turned really fast, and I turned around, and there, standing behind a tree, it was this creature. It dropped to the ground. Another one went and just took 1 step behind the tree. But the one that hit the ground did this kind of a giant spider crawl right across the trail, like 25 feet in front of me. And I see the eyes looking at me, and it was smooth. There was no bobbing, and I'm staring at it. My video camera is facing me because I'm talking into it. I'm explaining what was happening with the eyes behind us. So when I turned around, I wasn't filming straight ahead, but you see the terror on my face. So
Okay.
it went right across the trail and then into the forest, and then I almost fell backwards and I yelled, and so about 2 months later, 2 or 3 months later, I'm at home watching, like editing in the dark, and and as I'm talking on camera, you could see the eyes of the creature directly behind me.
Oh,
Oh,
About 10
shit.
feet, and
Wow.
you see it in the
Oh,
documentary
damn.
when you watch it. It's searching for Sasquatch 3 and 4. Those are the ones you have to watch back to back. But
yes.
yeah, and so when it did the spider crawl, I'm looking at it and my eyes are trying to adjust because remember I'm looking at the screen and I'm thinking, is that a cougar? Like sometimes cats will go right down, and we were looking at cougar tracks and wolf tracks. But anyway, sorry for talking for 6 hours. That's the experience I had. There's a little
All
bit
right.
more to it. I just rushed through it, and
Okay.
I may or may not have peed myself a little bit. Okay, just
That's
putting it
okay.
out there. Okay.
I just did. just now.
Right.
So,
I can
Jason,
almost hear it.
so Jason, are you filming now?
Yes.
Where
Yep.
are you at? Can you tell people?
So I'm in Louisiana.
You looking for the Rougarou?
Yeah, Rougarou, the swamp
Rougarou?
monster,
Yeah.
the Honey Island,
Yes.
swamp
The Honey
monster.
Island, yep. Yep.
I'm with a really good friend of mine now that I just met, named Jeff. He's
Hi,
right beside
Jeff.
me.
Hey,
Hey,
Jeff.
Jeff.
I'm the light guy.
Yeah, he's the light guy.
It pays a
All
lot
right, good
too.
luck with it. Richie, Wojo, how you guys doing? What you guys been up to?
So
Dude.
we just drove like pretty much an hour into the wilderness to go and it was an hour.
Yeah,
It seemed
well,
like it.
yeah.
Like in the middle of nowhere to just set up camp because we're going to be going out tonight. That's
Oh,
why
man.
I'm in this vehicle.
You're
I'm jealous.
insane, dude. You're insane. What's up for the Gators, dude?
Yeah,
What's up for the alligators?
So yesterday I was
Gators,
yesterday.
snakes, spiders.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you should see the spider webs.
Here, I'm gonna go take care of this.
Okay. So we're parked in a field. Like we're parked in a field in the middle of nowhere. I swear to you, we had to drive out. We had to drive out to get bars so I could be here. And so we were like out last night. Last night we were in gator and snake and spider infested forests. Like I'm not kidding. I swear to God, I have this complex of going because I walk through so many spider webs that I feel like there's spiders crawling all over me. In fact, I'm going to be auditioning for the new Spider-Man movie because that's how much webbing that I got on me. I'm not kidding. There is and armadillos, they sound like motherfucking dinosaurs when they walk through the forest. Like they sound like Bigfoots. Like every
no
time.
legs.
That's fine.
No legs.
Somebody said, wear a bell. Take a bell. Take a bell with you.
Take a bell.
Take a bell.
A bell. Take a bell. Yes.
And maybe a guitar, some drums too. And I could have a whole band out in.
You just got to learn the beatbox, bro.
Oh shit!
There you go. That would be good.
Are you under attack?
No,
yeah. What's up, brother?
We have the wildlife control guys here, the wildlife agency. Oh my god! They just walked by. Like I'm from Canada. So I haven't seen so many guns in my life.
Can I see a license, sir?
Yeah. So he's talking to the wildlife guy right now.
That's funny.
Oh my god. Jason, you make loving you easy, bro. It's just unbelievable the stuff that you just went off about, and now you're there, and there's people. You're probably gonna get arrested any minute if we get to watch.
That would be funny. You'll be the first one to get arrested on my show.
Jesus ass. No.
Oh my god.
Hey Richie, Mojo, what have you guys been up to, man?
Don't say that.
What have you guys been up to?
My light guy's back.
You're my light, man.
We were out today, yesterday and today, 3 locations. One of them quite historic, actually, with the Bridgewater Triangle documentary with a gentleman named Joe DeAndre had his first report in 1978 in Massachusetts. It's like folklore history. It's like, the Holy Grail kind of in our area. And I have never been able to investigate it. Unfortunately, they built path and bridges and stuff, so it's not originally like the way he had it. And it was pretty busy, but we did go out there and we got to kind of stand where he stood in 1978. If you look up the Bridgewater Triangle in southeastern Massachusetts and just Google it, you'll see the documentaries are out there, and it was really awesome. So we saw a lot of signs out there, but then we went over to our hot location, the college area. And we wanted to bring a few new members from Boots on the Ground, Bigfoot Investigations, the team that we have started about 6 months ago, and we're all strategically located all over New England, because our goal is to put New England on the map and make everybody understand that you don't have to travel all these. No offense, Jason, all these different places and deal with armadillos and all kinds of getting busted and stuff. You can actually be right here in your backyard and see it. So we want New England on the map, and we hope Jason comes up soon and kind of helps us put New England on the map too. By the way, it'll be an unbelievable investigation. So we went out there today, and what we do is we have a gifting chair. We found this old chair out in the woods, and we wanted to gift Sasquatch, and because we've been going there all summer long, just pounding these 2 areas that are real close to each other. And Wojo's like, let's take the chair and let's make this the gifting spot. I said, that sounds great. So we had it in one location. We had some activity. The activity that we're having is Wojo came up with the idea of raspberry zingers, right? And they come in a package. They're like little cakes, and they got coconut and raspberry in the middle. And we put them on the chair, and we kind of make an offering with flowers along with it. And lo and behold, we come back, and the zingers are not chewed, are not pecked, are not clawed. There's no crumbs. The zinger package is torn open like you or I would do it.
Yeah.
And the little cardboard piece where the zingers are stuck on, where the cake gets stuck on, if you have Twinkies or something, right, is licked clean, spotless, to the point now on the third one that we found, you can see the drag mark of a tooth come across it, and it pulls off the edge of the cardboard, right? And so today, when we went over there, again, we have the zingers there, and the whole team is there. Now we have 7. It was kind of our largest expedition that we've done in a while. And there it was again. The zinger package was torn open. The cardboard was absolutely licked clean. And what we do is we collect these in hopes that, because we're in line for some DNA testing that we're currently waiting on for these little things that we keep leaving out there. And they're kind of a lot of them are filled with saliva and just the fact that their hands, and Henry was there. What's up, Henry? He's one of our team members. Lisa Garcia is one of our team members. We got them all over New England. So we're building up our team slowly, but it was absolutely impressive. And not only that, yesterday we went out with, and I witnessed, I was getting pelted with rocks while fishing. And we went out to his area, and we walked around, we investigated. We always kind of, talk about the structures like Jason did and stuff. And we use those as signs of activity, so to speak, right? And we were out walking around this lake where he was fishing. And we went in and we went to the left, and I saw this big old beautiful tree. It was still alive. It was huge, but it was laying down, and it was solid, like an oak or something, right? So I said, let's go knock on that and try to see if we can stir some things up and sit quietly. And we did a couple of knocks, and there was, some noise. We thought we heard a small knock over there, and I let out this whoop like that, and you could hear it on the video, 10 seconds, probably about 10 seconds up on my YouTube now. Right after that whoop, you hear this loud, abrupt, about 200 yards to my right, bang, right off a tree, clean as a whistle. And I went, everybody's head snaps, you know what I mean? So we sat there and kind of played around with that a little bit. And as we were going out, it was funny because the witness never experienced this. He'd experienced rocks and kind of negativity and stuff. And I brought the video over to the crew, and we all came around each other, right? And I held up the phone, and we're listening to it, and you hear me kind of go, whoop, on the phone. And as soon as that whoop came up, we had another knock off to our right, crystal clear. So, Wojo, tell them what you did when you walked over to that tree. This is within seconds of each other, right, Woj?
Yeah, we were just walking down this path, and and there's an intersecting path like about, I don't know, maybe like about 30 feet away. So I decided I was ready to do a knock, and then before I did a knock, Richie played up his phone. He did it was like a whoop, and all of a sudden, before I even hit the tree, I hear a thud of a tree knock behind us, and I was like, "Was that you guys?" And they're like, "No." And so I was just kind of like beside myself, like, "Wow!" I mean, that was pretty loud. And then before I even hit the tree again, clear knock, one of the best knocks I've ever heard. It was loud, but the echo was just phenomenal. And that was in a different area. Like, so you're talking from, maybe like 3 o'clock to like, I don't know, 11 o'clock. And then maybe like about 2 minutes later, there was a group of girls that were riding their horses that we passed earlier. So it's like the paths go in a complete circle, and here comes the girls. The minute like we heard the knocks, we were kind of like befuddled. And then here comes the girls coming right up. So I'm saying to myself, wow, us, the girls, I mean, we're being flanked all the way around, and they're just like communicating behind our backs. It's just, we heard 5 knocks that day, yesterday alone. That was just, that's a record for us to hear 5 complete different knocks. Phenomenal.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Okay,
awesome.
Captain Birdseye says roast time. Wojo looks like Dusty Rhodes. Jason looks like Ben from 20 years in the future. We're also dressing for a safari. And Sean looks like he wants to be anywhere but here. It's my damn show, dude.
Dusty Rhodes, I'll tell you something, bro.
So Ben, back to you. Is there any? I couldn't understand last night, but I know the question was brought up in Richie B's and Wojo show last night on Parastream. Do you have any Bigfoot over in England?
I wouldn't say there's been any like solid reports of Bigfoot, but like we were trying to say last night, I think it's because you guys have some states, like you could fit the UK 7 times over in the same size of just one state. So you guys have much more vast open areas, meaning, Bigfoot will be able to go a lot more without being detected, I think. Like in the UK, we've only really got mainly Scotland and one or two sort of more national parks, but you got to think you guys have forests the same size as the UK, where obviously we only have large national parks areas, but in comparison, they're like the size of someone's back garden in like further out of field. So that's what the problem is. Obviously, if there was something in the UK, with it being so small, I'd like to think that we're visually equipped enough to be able to see something so quick. We have other reports of similar things, but just nothing direct as a Bigfoot sighting a report sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, what type of cryptids do you have over in England?
So we've had reports of like dogmen. We do get quite a few like UFO sort of things. We've obviously ghosts are everywhere. We do get these little mountain creatures called Tommyknockers, which live in the this apparently some down a Cornwall cave, and then there's some up at the Highlands. Me and Ian are going to go shoot a small documentary up there next week about the Tommyknockers and go like cave diving and stuff like that. And
that would be so much fun.
That would be. I'm telling you. Well, I did a show on Tommyknockers. Yes, I'm telling you, Tommyknockers. I did a show on it, like one of my first shows.
Really? And, why do they call them Tommyknockers?
Because they go into the caves, right? And they are actually there to protect the miners. If there's like an avalanche or an inside the cave is going to collapse, the Tommyknockers actually warn the miners that something bad's going to happen.
So they would knock on things?
It's more of a paranormal thing then.
Well,
could be. They say they're real, like creatures.
They are, yeah. I have a friend out in South Dakota that owns 2 silver mines, and he believes in them wholeheartedly. You
Is
know?
there a lot of silver in there? What's his address? Just wondering. No reason.
Bring my knocker and clear that place out.
Exactly.
Seriously, dude.
Jason knocking.
Let me. I will talk to him and I'll give you your information. But
by all means, Jason, if you want to, you can always just fly over to the UK next week and come on the Tommy.
Hey, that would be fun. I would love to do that. I was just caving last week.
Oh, awesome.
That would be fun.
You
guys. That would be fun for you guys to do.
We had to crawl through 200 feet to get to a waterfall in a cave.
Oh my God, not me, man, not me.
And it was we had to literally crawl because it was just so low.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, it was
I'm
fun.
like too claustrophobic for that kind of crap.
Yeah, you know what? I just got to say this. I would rather watch the New England Patriots try to play football than do that.
Yeah.
The video's hilarious because I'm filming while I'm crawling. So you hear, ow, and then the other guys that were with me, Jason, I'm going to kill you. Because I really wanted to go to the waterfall at the end of the cave.
Right.
Oh, they must have their hands full with you, bro. Oh my God.
Maybe don't fly out to Scotland.
Yeah,
they'll be like, hey, Brandon, what are you doing here?
Great video.
Hey, Ben, instead of us flying out there, why don't you come here for the real deal?
It's on the cards.
There you go.
Like we want a part of our stream is we want to do these things called originals, which are unique content that aren't found anywhere else on the planet. Make collabs with people that just wouldn't normally do it. So by people being on there, that then a part of the funds that come in from that is to then have so Jason with Richie, and we send them somewhere completely crazy, and they do a thing together, and then we'll bring.
You'll love the food. You will love the food.
I really want to try.
You would not want to eat English food after you.
Time out! You guys just missed that. What do you want to try to eat, bro?
Catfish.
The breakfast is
catfish.
You just don't have it over here.
Black blood, whatever you call it.
Catfish.
I like to try a toad in the hood.
All the things on America's menu, and that dude says he wants to try catfish, which is very good, by the way, especially Cajun. You make it Cajun, it's amazing. Trust me. But I didn't expect of all the things that we have over here that you would want to try catfish. When did you read about that in a kid's book or something?
We used to watch
guys,
a show
we
called...
got about 12 minutes left. So what I want to do is try to convince me and my people out there that Bigfoot exists. We'll start with you, Richie.
Oh, all right. Yeah. So for me, I was just a dude in his yard doing yard work. I didn't plan on looking for Sasquatch. You know what I mean? And he approached me. I have 3 acres of land in the Bridgewater Triangle, and there was walking around all the time out there, bipedal footsteps and, crushing and cracking and breaking, and made no sense. Daytime, it made a little sense. But then when it happened around 10 o'clock at night by the fire, it made 0 sense. There were no headlamps. My land bottlenecks. It abuts 94 acres of conservation a mile away from a major riverway. It made no sense. You had to have purpose to be out there. I looked for headlamps. I looked for all that stuff everybody talks about. There was nothing. And, one night I had banging on a tree about 75 feet from me, almost blew me out of my camper. I was out in my camper actually doing some work. And then, one day out in the broad daylight, I was raking around a fire pit, and I heard a loud tree go, like one big major, little bit of cracking, and then one big pull. And it was a fresh, like oak, elm, around this wide, in diameter. And I remember I was raking, and I looked up, and I saw the top of it come down because there's a thicket of trees. They're about 10 feet high, say, and it's very thick. So I couldn't see down below, but I saw the top of the tree come down, crashing. And I stood there on a sunny day going, what in the hell was that? And I grabbed my phone out, and I held my phone up, and I go, come on, where you at? Because at that time I had been dealing with all kinds of different incidences for years. And, I have the thing. I couldn't see it, but on my phone, you can hear it go like that. And that's really what seriously got me going into the research of Sasquatch. As I went forward, I found out all these different pieces of evidence. I have a gift and stump. I have recordings of knocks and vocalizations, whistling. So yeah, I've been flanked by them 3 times, and I've heard them speak samurai chatter from 75 feet away. 2 of them had a conversation back and forth. I was there with 2 other investigators, and I knew what that was because of the Sierra Sounds. If you look up the Sierra Sounds, within the Sierra Sounds, you will find samurai chatter. Look it up. That's what I heard. It was absolutely amazing. It was like, "Uba, uba, jaba." And that's why I believe, and I've continued to believe by gathering up my portfolio as far as Sasquatch evidence goes. So.
All right, cool. Thank you, Richie. Now, Ben, convince me and my people out here, do ghosts exist?
So, I think, to be honest, I think trying to say, this is the reason why ghosts exist, I've always looked at it differently. I've never tried to convince anybody. All I can do is show my evidence. And I think the best example from my own evidence is we were out, it's like an abandoned hospital, and we were just all sat there. There was no way no one else was in the building. We were calling out. We used like small little spirit boxes and stuff like that to get responses, and use EVPs and trying to get an answer back to us. And it was the most terrifying thing I've ever had happen, and I will never be going back there. So it was a children's ward, and we were all sat on the floor in a circle, and we asked, if somebody's here, make themselves known. You can speak through our devices, make something move. And so in the corridor, just outside the room we were in, there's like these old little lockers, and one of them slammed shut. And at that point, I literally stood up and went, right, okay, then. So let's call it a night. It absolutely terrified me completely. I was quite skeptic at that point, and I was there to be like, ha, sort of thing on everybody every time something said or happened, or like I was there to, I'd say, ruin the experience for a lot of people. And I ended up completely terrifying myself and convinced myself that there is more to what's going on than I thought. So I can't make anybody say, ghosts are real. All I was going to say is, if you think at any time that you think that something may be real, chase it, go out, explore it, and you may absolutely shit yourself with what you find. Pretty much.
Absolutely.
Especially if it's a 9 foot, 1,000-pound, half gorilla, half man creature.
So I just got word that Sean Kelly has a storm and he's lost his internet and has left me in charge. Party time! No, I'm just kidding. So Jason, convince Sean Kelly and his audience.
Okay, so first off,
briefly, because we still got to squeeze Wojo in. By the way, we're running out of time.
I want to say thank you so much for Ben and for everyone for having me here. And, Parastream is going to be very successful. People are going to love it. Everyone go to Parastream, watch the content, watch my Searching for Sasquatch documentaries. You're going to love it. Now, last night I was in Arkansas. I was camping out, and all of a sudden we heard the howling and the screaming came out. 3 o'clock in the morning, I jump out of the tent. There was howling and screaming from both sides of us. And I knew they were on one end of the area. And after about 5 minutes, these guys that forestry guys that work back there, a truck comes driving like a bullet out from the forest and comes driving out and disappeared. out from the area where all the howling was coming from. And then all of a sudden, the howls stopped. It was as if they actually did that to scare them off. And I wish I could have talked to those forestry workers. But I'm going to play a roar that was caught in Minnesota.
Perfect.
And I'm going to end it there. And then people, you can just, make your own decision if Bigfoot is real or not. They get 5 of them.
Nice.
It's coming. Trust me. It's not there yet. They freak out.
Crazy.
Sounds injured.
Sounds
Or
bad.
giving birth.
Both.
Pissed off.
Wow. Woo. That's a good one.
There we go. So
That's
I'll
crazy,
leave it there. People can
Yeah.
make up their own decision.
That is sick.
Our host is back, Sean Kelly. Welcome back to the show, Sean. Thank you for joining us on UPRN Talk Radio
Well, thank you.
105.3. Yeah, and the last question is for Wojo. Wojo, we only have 4 minutes left, Wojo. What convinces you that Bigfoot's are real?
Well, first of all, I want to thank Jason Kenzie for playing the sound of my date last night that went wrong. So, thank you, Jason. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you think that's crazy. You see the video that came along with it. I'm going through therapy. Thank you so much.
I love this dude. But I've been an avid hunter all my life. And being out in the woods, I just love being out in the woods. And you see, God's creation, beautiful nature, everything at its best and what have you. But just less than a year ago, I see my friend Richie, who I've known for like 25 plus years, playing softball and being a competitor with and against each other. But what was amazing is that he was on a podcast, and I go, "What is this podcast about?" He goes, "I got Bigfoot in my backyard." I go, "What?" And I've always been intrigued by Bigfoot, paranormal, UFOs, and I was like, "Dude, he goes, listen, maybe someday I'll bring you by my house." I'm like, "Cool." Then Richie calls me up the next day. He goes, "Listen, my producer got sick. I need someone for an investigation out in Central Mass." I said, "All right, I want to see what you're seeing. I'll go with you." And then being out in the woods, folks, I'll tell you, we found these strange huts. We found twisted trees and so on and so forth that day. And I was blown away. And I said to myself, you know what? I want to go with this kid on another investigation, then another investigation. And we went to parts of New Hampshire and different parts of Massachusetts. And I'm finding the same things. We found, our very first footprint out in New Hampshire. Then we find tree structures, letter X. Then we find that in your backyard. We found that into other parts of Massachusetts. I am hooked.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been a borderline skeptic, and I tell you, I've been seeing some unnatural things. Being with Richie, we've been flanked with tree knocks, but then crashes where it just shook the ground. I've been actually spooked 2 different times in 2 different areas within 60 feet that will blow your mind, where I've never felt energy like this in my life. And I mean energy as of like high tree snaps, just shuffling. And I just sat there like, I come here no harm. I come here no harm. I'm the one that's been trying to be your friend. But yet they're there because I gave them a whistle. I feel, if you're actually really here, can you give me a whistle? I gave that whistle, they whistled back. I was blown away.
Yep.
So
100%.
all I can say is there's something out there. We just don't know exactly what it is, but I'll tell you right now, it's just so mysterious and thrilling. And I'm blessed to be going out with my friend and my other investigators. And hopefully to go with Jason and other people, because I'll tell you what's going on in the Bridgewater Triangle, it's real stuff.
Yeah.
Hi, 911.
Yep.
Yeah, I have the
Yeah, no.
video of him. Yeah. No, this video is perfect. I'm telling you.
Oh,
I got
Mom, I need
Yeah.
another pair of khakis. Yeah, it happened again.
It happened again. So listen. We our host is having a very bad storm and Wi-Fi issues. Obviously, he's been kicked out. Closeouts typically at 9 p.m. for him. I don't know how we're going to shut the StreamYard down, but I think if we just disconnect from it in a moment, that might help him out a little bit. So, and I'll close out the show for him. How's that? Because it's 9 o'clock. We got to get rolling on to the next show. There's shows on after this on UPRN 105.3. Make sure you stay tuned to it. And we want to thank everybody for being here. Ben from Parastream, make sure you like it, subscribe to to Parastream. And what the hell? I'm over here working. Make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Okay,
and
I'm
the
back.
notify button.
Quick.
Quiet. I'm trying to. Hey, I'm in the middle of saying goodbye. If you could just wait.
All right, goodbye.
I'm saying goodbye.
Listen,
Goodbye.
thank you guys.
Goodbye.
Thank you guys for being on tonight. All right.
All right. Thank you. Good to see you,
All right,
Jason.
see you
Thank you guys.
Love you all.
Very much.
Stay
Love
safe,
you,
Sean.
I
Steve.
can't wait to hang out with you guys.
Yeah, very soon.
Jason.
Like and subscribe. Keep climbing.
Children, if you can, please go to your parents, give them a hug, and tell them that you love them. And parents, please go to your children and give them a hug and tell them that you love them. And if you don't have no parents, and if you have no children, give them a hug and tell them that you love them. Because those 3 words, I love you, go a long way. And on that note, I will see you Tuesday night. Goodbye, everybody, and thank you again for coming on. Ben, good luck to you, brother.
We got you.
Good luck to you.
Let's
And I'm
go.
going to have you on again, brother, okay?
Yes.
Look forward to it.
All right.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you, Sean, very much. Everybody keep climbing. Love you, baby Jack.